Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to episode 42 of the Choking Hazard podcast. The first of 2019 in new locations.
And the last of
And the
2019.
This is, I mean, like based on the notes that we have of things to talk about, it's like a collection of random stuff just thrown out. There's no kind of order to it or anything. It's just going to be, and whether it's going to work well being in the new location, using the laptop to stream, who knows how this is going to go. But yeah, new location for two of us. Nos is in his same old place, but
Yeah.
I haven't actually introduced you guys for anyone who's new. Does anybody new listen to this or watch this anymore, do you think?
No, nobody watches this period, so go ahead and introduce me.
So over
please.
on that side, we got Sugar Free Nos.
Hello.
And down below, we got RDT.
Hello, hello.
RDT, tell us about this new location.
What? Huh?
What's this all about?
I've been kidnapped, and they're keeping me in this undisclosed location. But I think it's close to New York City, which is good because they let me go to work, but I have to come right back. So yeah, they just locked me in this room. It's pretty nice.
You have to pay rent for your kidnappers?
What? What was that?
You have to pay rent if they kidnap
Yeah, I
you?
gotta pay rent to the people that kidnap me, and utilities too. It's crazy. It's a terrible setup that I have. I don't know how they got this little
That
negotiation.
seems like a
They're
bad
really
deal.
good. Yeah, no, I should probably, scream for help or something. But no, I'd rather do the podcast. 8% of our yearly podcast right here.
So this is your own apartment, right? This is all yours.
Yeah, this is now
It's
my
everything
location.
From one side of the webcam to the other is his. Everything.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I would show you guys around, but it's a bit messy right now.
When did you move
It's
in?
been January 1st.
January 1st. Okay. So you've had 25 days to. It shouldn't be messy.
And if
You know, man, some people move their own pace. It's
Were you about to say, have you ever moved house?
Don't
Don't talk to me about moving house. Still no whiteboard though, that's true, as C. Wilson points out. It's kind of disappointing.
yeah, it might come, but why really make that investment for something we do 12 times a year? That's
Is this going to be a running thing now? You just every single podcast you start me about it's only 12 times a year.
I mean, that's it.
Well, I'm in a different location as well. I'm back in Sweden. I can't remember the last time we did a podcast from here. It must be like 2 years ago now, maybe. And it didn't go so well, which is why there hasn't been one since. Because back then I was using the Microsoft Surface to run a podcast.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure that went well.
No, it didn't.
Oh, wait.
It definitely didn't. No. So, yeah, at that point, that might have even been back when we were doing it weekly. It was that early in the podcast's life.
I don't even remember a time where we did this weekly anymore. Did we ever do this show weekly?
We did for a short amount of time, I think. But yeah, I mean, this seems to be working well. I'm on the more powerful laptop and got a second screen and stuff, so things seem to be okay. Hopefully it'll last for the rest of the stream, but I mean, I've been doing 4-5 hour streams with it and it's been fine. So but some improvement that I've had since the last episode, and if those who watched the pre-show will have already seen this, if you're watching this afterwards, but you're on Patreon for $1 to watch the pre-show, it will be put out next week.
For $1. Come on now.
Can you just have some faith? Can you have some?
No,
Okay,
Dutch. I can't have any faith. No.
Yeah, right.
NDI is a thing that I discovered in last month's pre-show. I was about to say last week's then, and it's glorious. It really is. Since this podcast has been in existence, all I've wanted is the video from Skype to be separate video windows, so I can actually manipulate it in OBS a lot better and show these beautiful faces that you're seeing on the screen of Nos and RDT much easier. But it's never been possible. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing that people seem to want to implement into programs. So I've been having to do like window captures and then cropping the windows perfectly, and it's been an absolute nightmare. And then I discovered something about NDI, read up on it. I was like, this is glorious. Let's find it out. And it's just wonderful. It doesn't make any difference to any of you watching. Just know that I'm having a much nicer time.
Yeah, well, for the 11 other times you're going to do it.
Oh my god.
It's easy.
Oh, yes. Let's
Good
keep
jokes.
We need to keep that pressure on you so that we could do this bi-weekly again. Or bi-monthly? Is it? What?
I mean, I don't... Is it bi-weekly or bi... Like,
We can do it twice a
think
week. I'm
bi-weekly.
okay with that.
yeah, but what's the correct terminology for that?
Semi-weekly?
Bi-weekly means once every 2 weeks or twice a week. It means either, which
Oh
is
my
kind of
god,
confusing.
that's so stupid.
Yep.
Oh.
No wonder people complain about English, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the only downside is that the Skype logo is now on each of your screens, but I mean, I
Which
think
side? This side?
it's in the
That's-
top. That top and then top. Your top left. Yeah,
Up
You
there?
just, you
It's
could
on
just
your-
say
it's on your
we're sponsored by
blackboard.
Skills.
Oh, okay.
but
it's
I
up there.
might try and get it into the bottom right because I can supposedly choose which corner I have it. We're not doing the podcast twice a week. We don't have enough things to talk about after a month.
Why not Discord? Just
And
use
I-
Discord.
I work.
Can you use Discord, bruh? Please use Discord. Discord.
Jesus
You can't
Christ.
use Discord because you can't have individual cameras. Time to stop.
Yeah. So yeah, we do use Discord for the audio though, but
Yes.
this
that's
is
why it
now
actually
this is
sounds
now
good.
the best way to get the video feed. It's beautiful. I can just it's going to make everything so much easier. If we ever have a guest on ever again, it'll make putting that camera so much easier.
Why would we use up 8% of our yearly podcast?
Can you stop undermining everything? Oh my days! It feels like you have become prepared for this, both of you.
No, I honestly had no intention of making any comment on it, but the spirit just hit me.
Well, it's been a month since the last one. And we
has.
we've had a month to come up with things to talk about, and Nos put in the chat like a week ago. So is there anything that anyone wants to talk about? Because I've got nothing. So like, if we'd done it 2 weeks ago, we would have had literally zero to talk about.
Yeah, but we're good at shucking and jiving and making it up as we go along.
How
we're
do you
improv
shove
kings,
corn and
man.
Drive at the same time.
Shuck and
What?
jive, man.
Oh, jive. Oh,
Feel the spirit. bro.
There you go, Megan
sorry, I
has
don't
put in the
speak
chat.
jive.
Can you set up a guest that far ahead?
We can't set up anything. That's the problem. Like, Bruffy can't even set up our cameras to work well on this, but now he can because of NDI. Is that what it was called?
NDI.
Not-
Beautiful.
Don't even know what it stands for. What does it even stand for?
I have no idea. But I just know it's called NDI and it's glorious. And if I'd updated Skype, like I don't know, 5 months ago when it wanted me to, then
Stands for
I probably would have had
Network
it.
Drive Interface.
Network Drive Interface. It's basically a thing that like takes any video source and then makes it like its own separate video on the network. So you can just, if you're on a separate computer on the same network, you can just access the video source anywhere. It's really clever, but
Wow,
yeah.
hacker man over here. Watch out.
Damn.
Anyway, so we've got a mismatch of things to talk about. We've just got a list that has no real
Yes,
sense
this
of...
is what the potpourri category in Jeopardy is like. That's what this
Potpourri.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what Jeopardy is.
This,
What?
hold on.
Wait, okay, well, let's go back to that.
What do you like? I've heard the name Jeopardy. So is it a game show?
Yes, it's a game show.
Yeah,
with
that is okay. There we go. That is the sum total of my entire knowledge on Jeopardy. a game show, and that's it. That's all I know.
I can't believe you've never seen it.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Wow.
Quite a lot of American game shows don't actually make it out of America. I think Wheel of Fortune and
Wheel of
Yeah,
Fortune.
I don't like Wheel of
Family
Fortune.
Family Feud are pretty much the only ones that have.
You can't say that on TV. Number one.
Things that are long and hard. How about a penis? Whoa. You can't say that. This is Family Feud. I'm Steve Harvey. Yeah.
Incidentally, it's not called Family Feud over here. It's called Family Fortunes.
Yes,
so.
it is.
Interesting. Is it hosted by Steve Harvey?
It was originally hosted by Les Dennis, I think.
Les Dennis, there's a name from the past.
Well, it used to be hosted by what's his name? Not Richard Dawkins.
No,
Richard
close.
Dawkins.
Close. I know.
Richard
I know you're talking
Dawson.
about.
Is it Richard Dawson?
It's not your
that
second
what it
V.
is?
Maybe the one who felt up all the women and
Yeah, he kissed every lady that
Yeah,
came
yeah.
on. It was great.
Oh,
Richard
yeah, I've seen
Dawson.
jokes about that, yeah.
Stephen Hawkins used to be the host of Family Feud.
So what is Jeopardy? What's the deal?
Oh yeah, that's how.
yeah.
So
a
it's
quiz.
basically it's a quiz show. They ask their questions in the form of an answer, and then you like answer with the question. They say like, "This man streams on Twitch from the north of England," and then he buzz in.
Yeah, okay.
He'd be like,
Buzz
"Who
in.
is Sean someone else?" And then they'd be like, "No, sorry, you're an idiot." And then
Okay,
if
yeah.
nobody gets it, Alex Trebek would be like, "You guys didn't know
Yeah.
that one? You didn't
Yeah.
know what? Adam Bruff, obviously, you dumb idiot." And then like
Yeah,
they
that
go to
is
the next
that
question.
is exactly what the show is like. that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
He pretends to know
See,
the answers even though they're given to him.
There's been
Yeah.
little like segments of things like that I've seen in other TV shows, like that are jokes, obviously. But yeah, I never linked it with Jeopardy. I've never watched an episode of Jeopardy. I mean, it's never been in the UK. I don't think so.
We should play Jeopardy at some point.
Yeah, we
there
should.
has to be.
Yeah, Choking
We could
Hazard
use that.
Jeopardy.
Yeah,
we
what
could
if we
have-
did that instead of podcasts? What if we every 2 weeks?
You know they've got that Kahoot thing that like teachers use. That
Kahoot's not very good, but there is a version of Jeopardy that you can get on Xbox, I think. So if you wanted to play that,
All right, Bruff.
Xbox.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
This is on the fly.
Okay.
So we do a podcast every month, but in the interim, like in the 2 weeks, we do a Choking Hazard game day where we all play a game. And then we can Nos and I can actually make money off of this charade that you've created.
I mean, I'd be up for that. Choking
I don't know
Hazard
what
gaming.
we would play though, because you have. Well, there's PS4, I guess.
Yeah, I've got the
Oh,
PS4.
you can
I've got
play
the
Red Dead
Xbox.
Online.
We could play Red Dead Online.
No.
I'd have to buy Red Dead for
Toss it up.
PS4, but
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like
not
Red Dead
playing.
Online is totally worth buying Red Dead just for a separate game for. Yeah, on a different.
yeah,
platform.
totally.
Stop. Stop.
Um,
I can't bear it.
What's that board game that we played once in a while?
That was
it
fun.
Blade Cruisers
yeah.
set that up with the
Oh,
The
Formula
cards.
D.
Formula D. Like we
There's
could do
Cards
stuff like
Against-
that. Tabletop Simulator has quite like
Yeah.
good options
Cards
to play
Against
games.
Humanity, Secret Hitler.
What the
All-
hell
all
is
good.
Secret Hitler?
It's a great board game. It's really good.
One of us starts a global Holocaust, and we have to just find out who it
Ooh,
is.
Pick me. Pick me.
That's pretty much exactly how it goes.
Okay.
It's basically one person is secretly Hitler, and you've to try and establish which one of the group actually is, and
How
they've
can you
basically got to try and get different policies through Parliament that are bad for the country, and then you've got to try and identify them.
That reminds me of like Mafia or there's another game.
like Werewolf or something.
Yeah, Werewolf, like something like that. Yeah, Secret
Werewolf. Werewolf's also a good one, and Super Fight. Super Fight's good too.
Is that Secret Santa but with more atrocities?
Hitler.
The
It's like, I'm gonna guess
the
it's the
fourth
guy with
voice.
the toothbrush mustache. I think it might be him.
The fourth voice is our producer, MB Hammer, who keeps us right in many
I would love to
occasions.
have I'll be Alex Trebek, and we can do some kind of GTA Jeopardy or something. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, I'm up for doing some Choking Hazard gaming sessions. That'd be alright. We're up for that.
I'm the brains of this organization, baby. You know, that's why I get paid the big bucks.
So is that what I need to start working into the schedule now? The off weeks of the podcast, or the off 2 weeks, it'll be game nights.
Yeah, man, do what the people want. That's all I'm saying.
But if I did that, we'd have a podcast every day, podcast every other day, and a game night every other
day.
day.
That's fine.
Podcast every day, followed by game night immediately afterwards. And I'd get nothing done.
We'll work out logistics. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
We'll send some emails to each other and get our agents to talk to each other and set something.
I'll have my people talk to your people.
Yeah.
We'll get done.
So the first thing on the list to talk about, which again this is in no specific order and it's just all random, Nos's soapbox.
Yeah, I'm getting on a soapbox. Listen,
Trigger
if you're
warning.
one of those morons out there, they're
Trigger
like,
warning.
wow, Roger Clark is such a great voice actor. No, he's not a voice actor. He's an actor. He's an actor. Say it with me. He's an actor. RDT, repeat after me. Mr.
No.
Clark. Look, he's an actor. Stop. I'm so sick of it. It's so triggering. I see it everywhere on Twitter, in videos, just people referring to these excellent actors that were in Red Dead or anywhere else as voice actors, and it triggers me. Like, this is the most I've ever been triggered.
I don't know about that.
They are not just voice actors. Their likeness,
Why
their
not?
facial expressions, their movements, their body expressions are all
Arthur doesn't look
captured.
anything like Roger Clark.
Are you blind?
Does he?
Does he?
Yes. Like most
I thought I
video
saw pictures
games
of
these
him.
days, especially ones like Red Dead, are motion capture. Okay, they are their likeness. They're like, and people just in astonishment are like, "Wow, that guy looks like Micah Bell." That's because he's the actor that portrayed him in the video.
Yeah,
game.
like Trevor's actor looks exactly like.
Yeah, Stephen Ogg is Trevor. He is the actor that played Trevor.
Yeah.
It's close, I guess.
But to what is the distinction between a voice actor and an actor? I mean, could you not say that?
I think what separates a voice actor from an actor is the actor's emotions portrayed on the screen in anything other than voice. I think, because that's to me that's what would separate it.
But then,
like Andy Serkis. Like Andy Serkis is a really good actor.
But then, to what extent does
Schmeagol, Gollum in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, he's absolutely an actor because his facial expressions are translated over to the medium that you are watching.
But then, to what
that's what I'm
extent
saying.
is in gaming the like the facial animations and the stuff like that, the expressions given to the animators, and to what extent is it the actor? Like,
I mean, it certainly takes technical talent to translate facial expressions from a guy in a green suit with balls all over his face to the video game. But I'm not trying to take away from the animators. I'm just saying that they are actors, not voice actors. I feel like just calling them voice actors downplays a lot of the work that they do as an actor.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I was just playing devil's advocate, but yeah.
And how much, like, to Bruffy's point, how much of that, like, maybe their inability to do it physically can be fixed by computer editing and generation?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I don't think
the animators
Roger
can
Clark's...
hide the bad actor side of things. If someone doesn't act properly in their facial animation to a certain scene, the animator can, change it.
I mean, I don't have any proof to back this up, I never have proof for anything, but I feel like if you suddenly go from facial expressions that are translated from the actor's real facial expressions to one crafted by a computer, I feel like the change would be kind of obvious,
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, just slight... Like, maybe he is a good actor, Like, let's say Roger Clark is. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm not making any opinion on Roger Clark's ability as an actor. But let's say he's like a good actor. He's not like Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not this phenomenal Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's good enough that he gets the base there. And then they just make general, maybe he doesn't smile as bright enough in a scene, or, he's not as sad or gloomy, or has tuberculosis in real life, so he can't actually portray, spoiler alert, but we already talked about that. Like, I doubt in the scene, well, I mean, I'd have to see some behind the scenes footage to make that opinion, but like, do you think in the scene with the nun, he was actually like tearing up?
Absolutely.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
Are you serious? Like, I mean, obviously they can't translate his real tears, okay, but his facial expressions were his facial expressions.
Yeah. But I got a Memoji on my new iPhone that can do the same thing. It could just be like, does have to work for me.
It's an interesting concept.
It's an interesting point that you make about like Arthur getting tuberculosis and stuff, because obviously the character lost a lot of weight. But if you look at like real life equivalents of that, you've got Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club losing a ton of weight because he had to play an HIV positive guy, and he actually did that. He lost a ridiculous amount of weight.
Look at Christian Bale, like he's a psychopath.
Well, yes, I understand. There are better actors, but that doesn't disqualify him from having the title of actor and being relegated to just this lower class people think of as voice actors. It's not the voice actors.
I don't think
I don't necessarily think. Yeah, I've never thought that. I think they just do a different job.
Look at Michael Ironsides. I think he's the greatest voice actor in video game history with Sam Shepard. But I'm not saying like, oh, Michael Ironside's just blah blah blah, because he's also in Top Gun, which is obviously the greatest movie ever made.
Yes,
I mean it's a very good movie. I wouldn't quite go that far, but
no, I don't even like Top Gun that much. So. I just love how they portray the bad guys with dark visors. Like, those are Russians.
But I feel like there's so much like crossover that you could have, because calling someone a voice actor, they could do other acting work. The world of acting and voice acting and all that kind of stuff, it obviously requires so many different actors to do what they need to do. Surely there's all sorts of crossover by calling someone a voice actor. Yeah, he might do, a TV movie or something, or he might be in a sitcom or something like that. At what point is he never, what point does he stop becoming an actor? Because surely every kind of voice actor will do a little bit of normal acting. So aren't they all just actors?
I think the difference between actor and voice actor is whether something they do is incorporated to a visual format. That's the line I would draw. You are a voice actor if only audio. If your audio performance is all that is translated to the medium, you are a voice actor. If anything past that is translated to the medium, then you are an actor. That's my opinion. I think that makes sense to me.
Your argument is that people don't quite understand the level of effort that goes into the job that these people do on video games. Yes. I think it's the misunderstanding, and I think
people think that they're just standing in a booth saying words.
Yeah, they're on The Simpsons or something. But I think you're having somewhat of an irrational response by
I'm never irrational.
By thinking that people see that as lesser than a physical actor.
I think when people use a term that may not give people the credit that they deserve for the work that they did, that's inherently insulting. Like, if you were, I don't know, let's say if you're manager of an accounting department and I just called you an accountant, that's kind of insulting.
Yeah,
you're being put into a lower position than you actually are, and that's just insulting to me. I would be insulted if I spent hours upon hours doing physical acting in a gigantic green room with balls all over my face, to then be called a voice actor.
Wait a second. Wait.
Have you never seen the motion capture footage? Like,
No,
what it looks like.
If I know Hollywood, that generally comes before you go in the green room.
Very funny.
Yeah,
It's
but
interesting that, like what's put in the
I
chat.
see what you mean. It's like saying, "Oh, Division II quarterback Chet Retfield, threw for 300,000 passing yards." It's like kind of diminishing their accomplishments by saying, like, "Oh, well, he was in Division II." Like you didn't just say like college quarterback Chet Retfield, who's going to be a new character on the Apple Juice Minute come July. But yeah,
But
I see what you mean. He's an actor. They're actors.
yeah, and
Yes.
where does a stuntman fall on the whole scheme of things? Are they actors as well?
I mean, I would call it. I would call a stuntman an actor as well. I mean, he's obviously. I mean, I don't know. His movements are in certain way his emotions are translated to the. I mean, obviously, it's not a level of acting that is actual acting, but stuntman's not really. Stuntman's not a term that lessens what they do. I feel like a stuntman is a stuntman. That is their job, is to perform the stunts.
So that the actor doesn't get hurt, and then the movie effectively goes bankrupt because their actor can't keep going. Like there's an inherent risk in Tom Cruise doing all of his own stunts, because if he gets hurt, they have to delay the movie for whatever. That's why stuntmen exist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I just looked up I was curious about what the official definition of actor was, and the two definitions by Oxford and Cambridge English dictionaries: a person whose profession is acting on the stage, in films, or on television, and a person who plays the part of a character in a movie or play. Doesn't say anything about video games. I mean, those are the specific definitions of actor. A person who acts in a play or film. It keeps coming up. Like, I guess that's why maybe the traditional actors don't like the idea of video game actors being called actors, so they're trying to push off onto they're just a voice actor. But I think
Perhaps.
I don't know.
I mean, what was the definition of telephone, 30 years ago? It would be something that is attached to your wall and it allows you to talk to people on landlines. Now, I hold this thing. I'm watching our own stream because that's the only way I can read the chat because my computer sucks. This is a telephone now. Like, you could say, like, oh, it's a thing that can do literally anything. Like, you can take pictures on it. You can, watch yourself live. That's crazy. When was the last time they had to define what an actor was?
Yeah, it's true. And even on Wikipedia, it says the actor performs in the flesh. Like it's probably the terminology and people getting used to calling people actors hasn't caught up with the idea that we now do motion capture and green screens all over the place and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And what is a voice actor definition? Well, if we're going to redefine acting in terms of video games, like I said earlier, a actor is one where their physical movements and emotions are incorporated into the work. Yeah, that is an actor. If you were a voice actor, only the audio is incorporated into the medium, not your physical movements or emotions.
Do you know what he's credited as, or what the actors are credited as in the game? Are they credited as actors or voice actors or what in Red Dead?
I think there's a specific that just has their name and then their characters.
Okay.
It probably says voice provided by and then like motion capture provided by, and then it would probably
they sometimes look for roles as voice talent.
Yeah. It seems like it's just this grey area of we can't decide whether someone who only lends their voice to something is a voice actor, someone who does the full shebang is an actor, and we can't decide what people who do a bit of voice work and then a bit of motion capture work, how do they fall into it. I wouldn't blame anyone for calling them voice actors, though. I think Nos is way too hardcore on that one.
I think they are discrediting excellent actors' work by calling them voice actors. Not that voice actor is inherently lower, but give them credit for what they did.
Yeah.
the the challenge of conveying emotion through voice and the challenge of conveying emotion through voice and facial expression and movement, I think is different. So yeah, it's a little different.
Okay. Well,
I'm triggered. Stop calling them voice actors.
Should we move on to our next topic? Which again, there's no good way to segue into these because they don't have any relation to anything. But you were doing a stream before this stream. Project
Yes,
Homecoming,
I was.
the 5M server, the racing server. Is there something that you want to give us some updates on things?
Well, we had a staff meeting, and a lot of it was back end work, really. And RDT's leaving because he can't play on the server because he's a console peasant. But we've been doing a lot of back end work. The script is being rewritten that does the racing, so there's gonna be a lot of changes, a lot of better changes. It's gonna be exciting. You can go find that on my channel if you want to watch it back. So.
That's it, just back end work, nothing exciting.
It wasn't very exciting. A member of our team, Wayno, he is working on an RP-like server. So you have that to look forward to.
RP-like?
Yes, it's gonna be kind of like the RP servers you've seen, but more like GT Online than RP, if that makes any sense.
So there's an element of like free roaminess to the server.
Yeah, and there'll be like jobs to do, things to buy. The cops will be other players, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's kind of the basic to it, but that'll be a while. So
interesting.
How do cops in like a Group M server, like an RP server, get alerted to criminal activity?
There's different. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but there's, you can have scripts to. Whoa. You can have scripts to auto detect. Yeah. I'm dying, sister. But like you can have a script that alerts you when someone fires a gun or someone does this or someone does that. I mean, it's different for everything. I don't know how we'll do it, but yeah.
Every human you see will be a real player. Where have I heard that before? We'll talk about that in the gaming news section.
No. That's
okay. And me and RDT have been having some new gaming experiences lately. I mentioned it on the last podcast.
Will someone send me one of these?
Oh, the glorious.
But it's not worth spending money on.
It was very expensive, and I paid off my credit card bill this month, and I was crying. But yes, I now am a proud owner of a Nintendo Switch, and it is amazing.
It's great. It is so good. Like it's impossible to say how good it is until you get one and just play it.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence about it, and then for some reason I just have this in me where as soon as I want something, I'm like, all right, I gotta buy it, I gotta get it. So I went out and got one, dropped an exorbitant amount of money on that, and I got a couple games. I got Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, and Super Smash Bros. And I was like, this is amazing. I didn't think that I was going to play it handheld as much as I do, but it's like the only way that I play. Every once in a while, I'll hook it up and just take the little Joy-Cons out and put it into the little joypad or gamepad. But it's so great. I think it is the greatest system idea that anyone has come up with so far.
Yeah, I could echo everything that you just said. I use it in handheld mode most of the time. Sometimes I plug it in, and it is a great idea. Like to be able to play the kind of games that you can play. Like, handheld gaming isn't exactly a new idea, but the way that they've implemented it into something that you can also play on a screen like a normal console, and the kind of games that you can play on the system. And it just feels really good as well. Like, I don't know. I had a PSP back when that was released. I mean, I had Game Boys back in the day, and I enjoyed those. But the games were obviously never quite. They were never on the same level as
that's
consoles,
mainly
but-
because Nintendo is the one making the system. Because PSPs were those are just relegated to playing lesser versions of games that are already on.
Yeah, that's
the
true. The
PlayStation
game library
console.
for Sony's consoles, I guess Sony's portable consoles, has been pretty dire. There was nothing that really interested me. But
The only thing I ask is there anything on Switch other than that cardboard box thing that it like uses systems that are exclusive to the Switch in any way? Really?
What do you mean?
Or is it just another console that plays exclusive games? Like, is there anything special with the Switch other than it being a mobile device?
I think that is the whole
Yeah.
point of the Switch is that you play Nintendo games.
Maybe I'm asking from my point of view because I am not interested in mobile gaming whatsoever.
yeah, but
I'm
that's
playing games, it's right
that's
here.
the distinction in it. They're not mobile games that you're playing. They're fully fledged games that you can also play on a TV, on a console, say, as if you were playing on the PS4 or the Xbox One, and the games feel like proper games because they are proper games.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, you have a 3DS or whatever, and you're playing Animal Crossing for the DS, and you're like, oh, this is fun, but it's obviously a portable game. You know, the graphics aren't as great. There's not that much that goes on. But for this, you can play frickin' the last Doom game that came out, and you can be playing that on your TV and then just put the Joy-Cons onto the screen, onto the tablet, and then take it to your bed, and it'd be the same exact experience. And that's what's so incredible about it. It's like you've never had this kind of handheld power, which obviously comes with the advancement of technology, but you've never had a console that you can play on the go with as much power that had the quality of games that this does. And it's seamless to go from handheld to the port,
Yeah,
like to the little
it's amazing.
dock.
You put it in the dock and it's just immediately on the
Yeah,
TV, a big screen.
I guess that's just why the system isn't for me because I'm not interested in playing video games anywhere but at this desk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and it,
yeah,
and it wouldn't be for
no.
you. Like,
But I want like 2 of the games. Like, just give me 2 of the games. Like,
you can't.
I want Animal Crossing, man.
Sorry.
I like Animal Crossing.
Sorry. I want
Um,
Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing. I want them to bring Super Mario Sunshine. If the Switch, I'm telling you, Nintendo, if anybody happens to see this from Nintendo, if you just emulated all of the Nintendo 64 games that I want,
Yeah.
this would immediately
You
become...
can do that on a smartphone, though.
Yeah, I know, but like...
Nintendo are
this
so
is so-
backwards with the way that they've got so much, they're squandering so much potential. They've got so many games, NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, all these games that they could quite easily just put on the Switch, on the virtual console, whatever it was, and just put them on there. Playing,
I'd buy them all again.
I
$10,
would.
$15.
yeah,
Like,
I would. Playing the games that I played in my childhood on the N64, in bed on the Switch, just wherever I was. It's like, it's the perfect idea. Can you imagine playing
And-
GoldenEye just on the Switch anywhere you want?
with the online
With
capability
online,
too.
yeah.
Dude, like, come on. We're just giving you free advice right now. We're printing money
But
for
it's
you
weird
right
because
now.
everyone says the same thing, and Nintendo just don't seem to listen. They like to do
I
it
guess
their
they're
own
making
way.
enough money. They don't want to make any more, I guess. I don't know.
But that's the
Like,
thing
I
with,
don't know.
again with the games that are on the Switch that are made by Nintendo as well. Like, they're proper games. They're not microtransaction filled hell because, as we've said before, they're trying to sell the system by the first party titles. So the game experiences that you get on the Switch, which, let's be honest, primarily is Nintendo stuff that is the best on there because big AAA stuff can't really run very well on the Switch. You're not going to see
Yeah.
the latest Call of Duty on the Switch, for example. I don't think, anyway.
It's like 720p, 30 FPS or something
Yeah.
like that is what it's
If you care about every single frame and every single pixel and all this kind of stuff, you're not going to want a Switch. But
yeah.
the games that you get on a Switch don't require that because Nintendo are making them and know what what they're good at, so they just double down on that. But yeah, it's a great system, really good. I've played more games on the Switch than I have on any other platform off stream. for a long time because it allows me to play them. Especially, I think it's
The
good for
games
people
on
who are
the
older
Nintendo
as well.
platform are different too. That's another thing that they've got going for them. They're really different games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's nothing on any other system you can get that is like Animal Crossing or is like Super Smash Brothers, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. I haven't done much Breath of the Wild, but it seems like I'm gonna have fun with it. And Odyssey and Smash are great. What do you have so far for the Switch, bruv?
I've been playing Pokemon, but I have Odyssey and I haven't started it yet. I need to get into it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Pokemon fan.
No.
So
I like you,
but
We've been
again,
over
something
this
that
before.
Digimon, digital monsters.
No, Digimon, no.
Our
Yu-Gi-Oh.
champion.
But what
We
I was
can
going
play
to say
Dungeon
was
Dice
like
Monsters.
it feels so good to handle as well. Like it's a quality system. Like you don't feel something that I always found with the PSP. It was too small and the joystick wasn't very good and stuff like that. Whereas this feels fine. It feels good. It feels just like, you know, it feels natural to play a game on it. You know, I'm not thinking about, oh, this joystick's no good. Oh, this button's no good. It just works.
Yeah.
It's just a good quality system.
I think if I got a Pro controller, I'd play it on the TV a little bit more. But
Yeah, I have one, and that's like, you can't use the Pro controller with Pokemon Let's Go, which is stupid. So if it wasn't for that, I would probably play it on
Why
the TV.
not?
But I don't know. I think it's because they wanted to push the whole motion control thing that they've got, where you throw the ball with the Joy-Con, and like so they didn't let you do it any other way if you're playing it on a TV. But my plan is to probably play it more on the TV with Super Mario Odyssey using the Pro controller. But
yeah, I think they'd tell you to do that.
yeah, it's a great system.
That's the other thing. Some games, I think they try to shift you towards one way to play or the other.
Yeah,
Like I think Super Mario Odyssey is supposed to be played more on the TV. I haven't done it yet, and Zelda is supposed to be played handheld a little bit more. But
but the fact that you can make that choice as well is
oh yeah,
the beauty of it.
yeah, 100%.
Right, so next
Raving
thing on the
reviews
list.
of the Nintendo Switch. This podcast is brought to you by Nintendo. Nintendo.
The entire country of
Backwards
Japan.
policies, forward-thinking games. Nintendo.
It's true. Nos, how is your retirement going?
Pretty sad, honestly. I'm kind of sad. I don't like it. It's awful. I have nothing to do during the day, and I have no reason to live. So,
Oh, Jesus.
that's
That's extreme.
about it. Yeah, I don't like not streaming as much. It's kind of boring. I just hate having nothing to play. I don't want to play anything, and therefore I don't really want to stream. And now I'm sad. So
Aw.
You're 21 now. You're 21 now,
yeah,
Start drinking.
Start drinking.
That's what I did.
I considered it, but I don't know. I've got a lot of repressed pain. Most people start drinking around 16, and I haven't. So it'd take quite a bit.
Yeah, you're a late bloomer. It's fine. You know, you'll get around to it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so relatable. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, for wonders. Yeah.
don't we all go through these moments where we just have nothing to do in life, and yeah, you just gotta.
I did.
Just gotta find something.
Yeah, until I started my latest job, coming up on a year in March too. It's crazy how time flies.
Yeah,
You know,
we've
I was
done
just kind of
almost
doing
5
the
podcasts
same-
in that time. See, I can do it too.
But yeah,
See,
like
it's just sad when you do it.
because we know it's true.
Yeah.
You know, I was just doing the same job, kind of just living at home, doing the same old thing since graduating from college. And then once I started working, kind of just you forget about all your problems and you start worrying about other people's problems. And that's good because that's all life is. It's a big distraction from the ultimate destination that's under the ground.
I mean, yeah, I was the same. I think it was, how old was I? Maybe 23, something like that.
My goodness. What
No,
was that, like
no, I wasn't that old.
99?
I was 22. I was 21. It was after I finished uni. I kind of had after I finished my first uni, I kind of had I wasn't doing anything. I was waking up and not really doing anything during the days, and had nothing to do. And you gotta find something else. You gotta.
I live in Alabama. There's nothing else. There's nothing, and I can't leave because I'm poor. So
Go fishing. Go hunting.
I hate both of those things.
Go work at a bar. Do
I
something.
don't.
Go work at Walmart. There's probably 50 of them by you. Come on.
Yeah, I'd go work at the Dollar General.
Hell yeah.
Do
Yeah,
something
that'd be bad.
that's free to like better yourself or something. Like go for runs or train yourself up as an endurance runner and stuff, or go swimming. Or I don't know.
I can't swim, and there's nowhere to run that's not a street where I get.
Yeah,
run
start
over.
exercising. Do something, Nos. Come on.
Exercise. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
You gotta do more than just get your hair cut and
Any
mope around
cousins
all
you
day.
haven't dated yet?
No, I'm all out of cousins. They're all. I've been through them all. There's no more left.
Put some more posters on your wall. Come on.
There's no more wall space. Learn swimming. No, I'll just stay away from the water. It's very simple.
So you have
You can always-
no
You
goals.
can always, get your racing license and then not race anything.
Yeah, that's an option. That's always an option.
I'll do that when
That'll
I get
depress
the meat
me.
on it.
We start talking about
I'll
it.
do that.
Do you think you'll go back to streaming?
Probably not. No, I mean, unless there's
Probably not. What?
unless there's some game that will actually that gets me viewers that I love that like I can play regularly, but no one cares about anything other than GTA. We've been over this before, you know.
Just, I know, and
No
we
one
keep telling you the
cares.
same thing. Just play what you want to play, and people will eventually go. You can't expect everything to work out in the first 5 years.
He's
You're
just
not
got,
gonna-
he's got nothing
he's
to
like,
that.
why not? He's like, why not?
Yeah.
5 years. Look, it's been. I mean, no.
Nah, okay.
Why do you think people ask, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, no one that says, hey, where do you see yourself in a year? The answer would be probably the same exact place until something eventually clicks, until something keeps going. You know,
Well, something will click eventually, but it's not streaming.
Shit.
So
That's good. This was going down a dark path, and it's gone extremely dark. That should we move on to happier topics?
there are no happier times because I can't feel happiness anymore because I have no reason to live.
Oh God. Jesus. Do we
Do
need
it for
to?
the fun, not for the money. But I did it for the fun and not the money. that it was not fun.
Do we need to send some help your way or something?
And now I have no fun or money. I have no fun or money. Those are two things that are required. If you don't have fun or money, then you know,
didn't streaming furnish your whole room?
yes. But what I'm saying is, it's since I'm not streaming, there's not like if I can't be happy then with streaming, then I shouldn't do it. That was a word salad. I don't even know what.
Are you playing games off
stream
stream?
today. Not really.
No, nothing
What do
interesting.
you do?
That's the problem. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, there now follows an appeal. You can send all your unwanted cousins to Nos,
Yeah.
sugar-free
Send them
Nos
over.
at the trailer park in Alabama.
Yeah.
Let's get all those unwanted cousins, send them to Nos.
I'm sure
Make him
there's
a happy
something.
boy.
I mean, I know I don't like all of my cousins, so you get rid of the ones you don't like. I'll send you. Look, cousin for cousin. You send me one, I'll send you two. I got plenty.
Nas, you have to get a part-time job. You have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Like
but,
yesterday.
I agree.
I mean,
That's what I did.
I think you would make a fantastic bartender.
I
'Cause
probably
you've
would,
got-
but I don't drink, so that's a problem.
You don't have to drink to
Yeah,
be
you
a
just need
bartender.
to learn the drinks.
Well,
It's
I
not.
mean,
It's not just that. It's you need the quick-wittedness and banter with the regulars and stuff. And I think you'd be really good at that.
Yeah, but I don't like being around people who drink. I've never really liked it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, then you move on to the next patron. You don't have to, like... I mean, you have a podcast with me. Like, and you keep coming back,
But
which
you,
means...
you recreationally drink. You're not. You're drinking to.
My
I don't know,
recycling
you're
bin.
not drinking
my,
to get
my,
drunk. You know.
my recycling bin would definitely disagree with that statement.
Well, at least when you're on the show, you don't have a goal at the end of the day. You're just drinking because you enjoy it, not
Yeah,
necessarily.
what we don't see is
and
the
like
10 beers that he has before the show.
No, I never drink before the show. But
Oh.
one of the early episodes, I think I had like 8 beers in the hour and a half.
You did get
I remember that. That was
drunk
was.
one time.
I can't remember when that was, which episode that was, but I distinctly remember sort of towards the end thinking, IDT
I was
seems
still
a
in
little bit
Philadelphia.
different.
It was still in Philadelphia. I was like,
Seems a lot more
He's
entertaining.
louder
than usual.
and he's saying these strange things. And what's wrong
when
with you?
when we shut that off, I was like, I'm fucking drunk. It was hilarious.
Oh
It
man,
was too much.
maybe we need to bring that back for the game nights. Get drunk game nights.
Yeah, we never did yeah, definitely, because we were supposed to do a drinking hazard podcast, I think, at some point.
Yeah, where RDT drinks enough for both of us.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Get a job,
you need a job. Get
Yeah,
something.
well, first I've got to like go get, because I was homeschooled through high school, so I got to go get like a GED so I can like actually be employed. No one's gonna hire someone who hasn't even been to high school. So
That's not necessarily true. A lot of places will, but especially in Alabama, I imagine. I don't know.
Well-
But you're intelligent. You can definitely get your GED if that was your goal. And
Yeah,
then
man,
if you wanted to, you could go to community college, which wouldn't be that expensive. You could pay for that with your part-time job. And then I'm sure Alabama State or whatever, Alabama University of Alabama.
I don't want to go to University of Alabama. No
Where,
thanks.
I'm sure a state college has some sort of agreement with any one of your local community colleges that says, like, if you do well the first 2 years, you can go and get your degree. Listen, by the time you're 26, you'll
But
have
in
your
what though? Like, that's the thing.
anything. Do you want to be a teacher? You want to be a philosopher? Do you want like?
No, I want to make money. So teacher and philosopher, no.
Well, you're not making money now, so anything you do will make you money eventually.
Well, I want to make a lot of money. See, it's very
Yes, so do I. I got my degree in finance, but I'm not on the path to be the next Jeff Bezos. First off, I'm not even married, so I can't get divorced, and I still have my hair. So, like,
Yeah, you're
not
doing a lot
everyone
better
is.
than him in a lot of ways.
Not everyone's going to be rich. The majority of people are not going to be rich, but I'm still doing better than the other 99% of the world population. Like, I have my own apartment. I have a job. Like, I have my own internet. I have my own cell phone plan. Like, you got to go through the motions, and eventually something will click. You'll eventually reach a point where you're like, oh shit. If I look at myself,
You
if I were
guys
to
sound
look,
like my parents now. All this
I know.
well,
and
maybe
we've
you
done this
need a
before
good dog,
because-
damn good talking to.
No, this will make me just regress. I don't want a job because you want me to get a job.
Because I know I was exactly like you, dude. Like, when I was in high school and throughout college, I was like, oh, I don't want to do any of this stuff. This isn't whatever, blah blah blah. You know, my mom would be like, "What are your grades?" I'd be like, "They're fine." And then my report card come, I'd have like C's, and she'd be like, "What the fuck?" And I'd be like, "I'll do better next time." And then, you just go through this cycle. Eventually, something's gonna click, and you're gonna be like, "I don't want to live in this trailer without joy for the rest of my life. So I have to do something." And I know you are a smart young man, and you
I'm
have
not a man, and I'm not very smart.
you're
But I
a
am
young
young.
man.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
One. I'll give you
Good
that
time
one.
when you signed.
you have you've got plenty of time to figure this out, and I just hope it's sooner rather than later, because I know
Maybe.
you can be a great symbol of hope for anybody that might watch this. That might be like, I don't want to fucking do shit, and then you'd be like, well, look what I did.
Maybe in
I'm
about
not.
12 episodes, I'll be somewhere.
Well, that's a year from now. So.
First episode of 2020, we'll be checking back in.
Yeah.
I did have the same thing though. I was doing nothing after my degree, and I was like, I don't want to do anything. I don't know what I want to do next. I don't have any kind of job that I kind of think that I want to do. So I went and did some more education, and then I got a part-time job. None of it was making me any kind of good money. I started making YouTube videos just for
And now
hobby.
you're loaded.
No.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, that YouTube money really
When you buying your GTR, that's, that's the car they all get.
But this is the point we're trying to make: is that like
I
you don't have to be you look at somebody.
I'm not saying
Jay-Z, like Jay-Z started out as a drug dealer and then rapped and became a multi-billionaire. Not everyone's, well, not a multi-billionaire, he's not that rich, but there are musicians and performers that we don't even know about that make a living doing what they do. They make like $50,000 a year, doing shows in bars, but they do what they love to do. Find something you like to do, just keep doing it. Try to do it until you can support yourself. And then if you can support yourself, venture out and try to make it so that you can thrive.
Well, that's where the challenge is, isn't it? Finding something that you like to do.
Yeah, that's true. I had that trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, even at like age 23, 24. And then I guess I only started to get an idea when I was around 24. But I didn't get any idea from not looking at things. You need to be going to on the internet or wherever you are and looking at various different types of jobs or different career paths or things that interest you. The gaming has a huge array of things that you can get involved in.
Now you really sound like my school counselor. Why don't you, if you like video games, why don't you make them?
No, I don't mean
just
make
don't
them,
like
but
video
like
game.
any kind of game journalism or review
Can't
writing.
just sit on RedTube all day. That's all I'm saying.
But there's all sorts of things out there, and it is just finding. It's difficult to find what you actually want to do and what you're going to find enjoyment in, but you don't gain anything from not looking and just waking up every day and not doing anything. You get nothing from that anyway.
I guess you're right, but I don't like it.
You don't like that we're right.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you're
on that
probably
note, I
right.
guess we should move on. Now that we've given Nos his talking to.
So retirement is going great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad.
On happier news, something's returning.
What's that?
Oh yeah. Does anybody really care?
The MCEC.
Yay!
GTA racing events, yeah, those are definitely that's a hot new thing.
I knew I was
I'm
going to
ready
get this
for-
kind of reaction.
I'm ready for one race to happen every month, and then a 3-month break in between, and then by
That
the
kills
fifth
everyone's
race,
motivation to be in the event.
by the
Everyone
fifth
drops
race,
out.
when the bottom 3 teams know they're not going to have any chance of winning, they're going to stop showing up, and we're going to have alternates come in and start driving super aggressive, and then there's going to be problems, and then like Ruffy's going to threaten to end the whole thing by
That does happen
weeks
once
later.
every MCC.
Well, if you guys don't appreciate it, then why should I even do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be but yeah, here we go. MCC season 5.
Doing it
Season,
all
no, but
over
it's
again.
different this time, though. And the reason it's different
Oh,
is
this
because
time it's gonna be
yeah.
different, guys.
I have a plan. Just have some faith.
We just need money.
Yeah.
Make a little noise.
No, this time it's the final season. This is it. The final season. It's gonna wrap everything up very nicely. Hopefully bring back as many people who've been in the MCEC in previous seasons as possible. And it's not going to be as long as season 4 was, because that lasted for like 3-4 months.
I was like, God damn, I'm so
Yeah.
sick of this.
But yeah, there's certain things that I noticed during season when I was looking at potentially making a 5th and final season. There's something in particular that I noticed looking back through the historical records of the other seasons that is just going to make season
Opening
5.
the tomes in the library, the historical.
Yeah, the
records.
historical records. But see, it's going to make season 5 just that extra little bit nice and one final hurrah for the MCEC.
and that's that I'm gonna be in it and show up 30 minutes late for every single race and
Yeah,
crash.
I believe that when I see it, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's gonna be a disaster. I'm just letting you know.
Why do we even? We should just permanently replace you with Hammer. At least he's a little bit more optimistic.
But maybe, man, I've lost my streaming job. Now I'm gonna be fired from the podcast.
Yeah, we can't do
Yeah,
that.
no, we'll
He's
keep
on
you
a-
on. We'll keep you on.
It's going downhill.
Something.
Losing hope.
We gotta give him something.
We need to keep you on for at least a month at a time. So,
So yeah,
Yeah,
MCC
that's
season
not
5. It'll finish it off. It's not going to be until probably the second half of the year, but it's going to be a nice way to finish off the MCEC.
I think you're finishing off more than MCEC. Is this going to be the end of GTA racing? Is this it?
hope so.
Me too.
How much life can we really get out of a game that came out in 2013?
Well,
It
look,
is
we've got that
surprising.
wash rag, and we're still wringing it out and drops.
as much
drops
as
of water.
Rockstar can make money off it, I suppose.
I
And
don't
it's
know if you
funny.
wanna-
Like people in the comments of the podcast will be like, just because you're not playing it doesn't mean it's dead. But true. Yeah, you're right, but it's dead to me.
Yeah. It's been. The thing is, it's such a huge game in terms of the number of people who've played it that it is dead to so many more people than it is alive to right now. Like, okay, it might have a relatively healthy player base. It's not like huge or anything, but it's okay. But you know, an order of magnitude more people have already left the game because they're done with it.
But there's still plenty of people watching him play. I mean, go ask Friendly Baron how GTA is doing for him these days. It's doing pretty well for him.
Oh yeah.
Doing pretty well. Yeah, he got partnered recently. If you didn't know, from
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I saw that this
GTA.
morning. I saw his tick.
Good
Yeah.
job, Baron.
yeah,
Don't-
good job, Baron.
Don't go into his chat and jokingly say that you're also streaming. Don't do that. He does not like that.
I mean, to
probably
be
doesn't know what
fair,
I'm talking about.
it's still GTA still does well for me as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the game that
It's
gets
still-
me the
it's
most
still
views.
It's,
You got, like,
it's just-
600
I mean,
viewers.
this goes back to the how. I just can't conceptualize in this thing right here.
It's
how
what you
people
make of it,
still
though,
watch.
isn't it? Really, like it's what you do in the game rather than the game itself.
Yeah, I guess. But this is that argument that we had a couple episodes ago, a year ago or whatever it was, about, is a game really good if you need to make it good by playing with your friends?
Oh no, absolutely. The game is absolute trash if you're playing it on your own. The only fun that I have with it is by having a group of 29 other people in a lobby, and we all share the same interests and do the same things and have a stream with it as well. Playing it on my own, playing GTA Online on my own off stream, I couldn't imagine a worse hell.
As Nasrid says it, something would go click.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like a bad movie, You're not going to watch The Room by yourself and say, oh, this is hilarious. You got to make fun of it with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd watch The Room by myself. That's a cinematic.
I did
masterpiece.
not.
Well, hi,
man.
Mark.
So we've got a little bit of industry news, I guess. It was in our gaming news section, but it's more industry type stuff that's related to. I was going to say related to us, but since Nos isn't, is in his retirement, and IDT,
Yeah.
what's your streaming going? Like, are you streaming at all? Okay, then that answers that question. Then. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Twitch have decided that cumulative subscriptions have been delayed. So
Oh no, Twitch doing something that I disagree with? That's never happened.
for
They've
those who
never
don't know,
denied me
they were
basic
we've been
features.
asking for it for a long time that subscriptions, basically the previous system was that if you subscribed for 3 months, it would pop up saying X has subscribed for 3 months, and then if you missed a month, it would go back to 0, and then you'd resubscribe and it would be 1. But for a long time we've said just forget about streaks, forget about how long people have subscribed consecutively, just show how long people have subscribed in total, because that to me makes more sense. That's more important. So they finally announced, I think it was at TwitchCon, wasn't it, last year, that they were going to implement that And it looked like it was going to be getting released towards the end of this month, but no, they're delaying it, and we're not going to have cumulative subs for a while. They supposedly didn't even say that they were going when it was going to be fixed or anything like that.
Thanks, DJ Wheat or whatever your name is. Good job.
So
That's his name.
there's that.
The guy who's in charge over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dumb.
And then another bit of Twitch news being that they were posting advertisements for other streams on people's streams. So obviously on Twitch, if you go to a stream, you'll see an ad before the stream. Also, if a creator chooses to play an ad at any point during the stream, you'll just see ads at certain points. And when the
You block Origin, so I don't experience these ads.
yeah, of course, if you're doing that, then you're not going to see ads. But that's irrelevant to the idea that Twitch were showing on those ads other streams. So they were showing the New Year's stream that Ninja did. So you would go to a certain person's stream, and before their stream, you would see an ad for a different stream, and people weren't happy about that, understandably. And they've supposedly done it again recently with Pokimane. I don't really know who that is.
Yeah, just
I don't
the
know.
person you want to advertise. Really, it's great.
I don't necessarily know anything about this second time that they've done it. It's fairly recently, supposedly, but
Is that a big streamer?
Yeah,
she's big. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
another
Okay.
Fortnite.
Is she the I'm a copyright strike this guy, or is that a Linity?
no,
Which
that's
one?
a Linity.
Oh, okay. I can't tell women on Twitch apart, honestly. I'm sorry. They all look the same to me.
Unless they're engaged to you, bruv, then we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Xerxes looks different because she still has a soul.
Yeah. She actually
Aw.
cares about what she does. But yeah.
I'll tell
yeah,
her
that's
that
fucked
earlier-
up.
later.
Would like mid-roll do that too?
Yeah, I think it was just like so. If any streamer played an ad, that it could potentially show up, which
Yeah,
seems
she
crazy to
doesn't want to
me.
go watch Ninja on New Year's Eve. I'm not seeing a lot of movement, guys. Can
Well,
we get some more
it was the
movement?
fact that they caught a lot of backlash for the ninja thing, and then they just did it again yesterday with Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that's so much worse.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah, they're just not listening at all. But
It's
I mean,
kind of
that's
funny.
an inherent.
If I
thing-
was an advertiser, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but
No, sorry.
being in digital advertising, like I am embedded in that with my company. My first thought, if I was a company looking to advertise with Twitch, I'd be like, well, they clearly are making more money off of donations and subscriptions and are not prioritizing our ads. So why would we continue to give you money to advertise? Like, if you're just going to go to your own content where you can make more money, why would we want to spend money to advertise with you?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and that's not, every time I get ads on Twitch, it's just for Amazon related products like the Grand Tour and other streams. Like I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
see.
I mean, ad rates on Twitch are pretty shocking. They're worse than YouTube. You know, I make very little from advertisements on Twitch. I mean, I could make more if I played ads in the middle of my streams, but I don't want to do that. But even so, you don't make an awful lot of money from ads on Twitch. And it's probably for that reason, because it's not really unlike YouTube where ads run everything. Twitch
Yeah.
is very much ads are a secondary thing, I think.
Yeah.
So now they're using ads to now promote other streamers, but obviously those
This is
who
why we need banner ads at the top above your channel and ads in the chat that scroll through.
yeah.
Give me a job at Twitch.
Get some crown units, get some parallaxes. Come on, let's do this. I know way too much about digital advertising now. it's sad, but yes, it's good.
It's I mean, if I found out that another streamer had been advertised before my stream, I would probably be, I'd be a little bit annoyed about it. It's like, I want to choose when I support other streamers. I do raids. I spread the love every now and then. I don't want other streamers forced onto my audience. I want to kind of choose the people who I think would be a good fit rather than just shoving people into people's faces. But whatever. hopefully Twitch continue getting backlash for it and stop doing it.
They won't.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly showing favoritism. Because that's
Well,
what
the
makes
big
them money.
streamers are what makes them money. You know, like it's just the way. That's just the way it is.
That's how it is in everything, isn't it?
No, yeah. I mean, obviously. And it's sad because much like YouTube, I feel like Twitch started out as this platform where, you know, creators can come on and create their own audience and have whatever and, you know, grow their base. And now it's just like, oh, well, there's obviously millions of dollars to be made here. So let's just screw all the people that built this platform and made it what it is and make money for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with, you know, the whole bits system, how it's just so insanely expensive to buy bits in other countries because they don't.
Capitalism's just great, isn't it? We need to seize the means of production.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, man. Oh man, do you know who Gritty is? Do you guys happen to know who Gritty? He was the you know what the National Hockey League is, the NHL.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
So the good old Philadelphia Flyers unveiled a new mascot earlier in the year, and it's this like orange Chewbacca creature with googly eyes, and it's just like the stuff of nightmares. And for some reason, the internet, like socialist sites, have co-opted him to represent communism, like socialism and communism. It's hilarious. I've got about 15 memes of Gritty talking about seizing the means of production and like uplifting the working class on my phone.
Strange.
Good times.
Good time.
Continuing on from that, YouTube have supposedly announced.
Oh my god!
What?
What fresh male UPenn? Yeah, oh UPenn, that's a good school. Fresh male UPenn. He just posted a gritty emote.
RDT, are you even on the show anymore? Or are you?
No, if you look at the chat, it's a gritty emote.
Okay.
Oh.
That's gritty.
Oh, I didn't see
I don't
that.
know whose channel that is, but
For some reason, my chatty's broken.
yeah, no, I don't use chatty anymore. I just watch it on Twitch on my phone.
Yeah.
Chatterino.
Okay.
That's what I'm using now.
Next topic.
Anyway, next topic. YouTube announcing tiered memberships.
Congratulations, you're 3 years late. Next topic.
But it's so frustrating that they've gone straight to the thing that, you know, is focused on getting more money out of people with. Obviously, Twitch has the tier 2 membership, tier 3 subscription, where you can pay $10 or $25 for essentially the same thing. But now YouTube doing it when there's so many other things that they haven't implemented. They haven't even implemented the ability for members, YouTube members, to announce their resubscription or their remembering. So, you know, you become a member once. And then that's it. You don't get to put a message up on the screen again or anything like that every month.
Then
You don't
what's
have any
the
kind of
motivation
gift
to
members.
even resub?
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube YouTube have come a long way since when they started with the streaming. It is actually, you know, possible to stream on YouTube now with some level of interest, but they're still not quite there yet. Twitch is so far and above better. But they're trying to
Maybe
catch
if
up, but they're
YouTube
just trying in the wrong
finally catches
places.
If YouTube finally catches up, maybe that'll motivate Twitch to be better.
Yeah,
Or-
maybe.
yeah.
We can't. It's
doubt
good
it.
to have that, but who knows?
Yeah, the competition is good for business
Yeah,
and for the consumer.
yeah.
Yes.
So, are we going to talk about the controversial topic, or are we just going to skip over it?
What the
Yeah.
Gillette ad?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't really care.
it's probably not a good idea if you've not watched it. So
Well, Bruffy's a shaving man.
I've seen it. I mean, I couldn't care less about it.
I've seen it too. I don't care. It's to me.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about it.
I mean, I don't buy Gillette products anyway, so I mean, it doesn't really. affect
Harry's
me.
razors. I use Harry's razors.
Do we need
Send
them as
them
a
every month.
sponsor?
Or every 3 months. I don't know. I chose like the least frequent of their packaging because I don't shave very often, as you can tell. And most of the time, I just go to the barber and have them cut my shit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people seem to get triggered by an ad that I don't know.
Attacks
didn't
masculinity and makes
Yeah.
our boys look weak.
I
They're
feel
putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
And in the process of being triggered by it, showed how weak they are in the first place to be triggered by such a thing.
I like Joe
So
Rogan's
ridiculous.
take on this, that we didn't need a shaving company to tell us to be better men, and that racism and bullying is bad. Like,
Yeah,
we
right.
already know this. Don't
Yeah.
we? You know? Like, thanks, Gillette. Bullying is bad. I didn't know it until, I was, holding kids upside down, taking their money, and then I saw the Gillette ad, and I was like, I've got to change my ways.
But it just
Yeah, man.
like,
I
the
wasn't,
whole
'cause I
thing
don't
was
have
so
the physical
ridiculous
heft
to me. Like
hold a child upside down, but
the ad had no point really. The people getting outraged about it had no point. Everything was just outrage for the sake of outrage's sake to me. Like it didn't even.
welcome to modern age.
That's what. Yeah, I mean that's life, isn't it? That's 2019 already. Just.
And, some people might say, how could someone at Gillette not realize this? But I think they did. I think that's the entire point of advertising
maybe.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, look, we're sitting here talking about Gillette.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to the H&M thing because that was just completely ridiculous. But
What thing?
you don't remember that? I think it was last year. H&M
Oh
had,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
kids collection, and they had a black kid wear a shirt that said "coolest monkey in the jungle."
Yeah. and-
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
That sounds
Oh
hilarious.
my
Didn't we
God.
I
talk
don't
about
remember
it?
that.
No, I guess we
I
didn't.
don't think so.
We weren't that into
There's no,
controversial
that,
topics back
I
then.
can't believe that's real. Like, no
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
no one
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
"Hmm."
I know.
Like, maybe we should. And the worst part about it was like they had a white kid that looked like suspicious that had like jungle survival expert shirt or something like that. Like, it was just
So
totally
this was
ridiculous.
calculated. This was a calculated message of racism. is what
And
you're
that's
saying.
why I think all these advertising agencies are like, well, it's cool to
we
have
gotta
a
prove we're
message.
not racist. We've got to prove.
No, not even that. I think it's just like they don't even care. Someone might say, "Oh, well, this might be controversial," and someone goes, "Good."
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
people will talk about
That's
it.
even better. If we get
Yeah.
some extra controversy exposure out of it, then all the more.
Look at Nike. They did that campaign with Colin Kaepernick, and people were burning their shoes on their feet, but their like stocks and their sales soared because the country, the United States at least, is mostly liberal, I believe. Even though it's usually half and half. I think that's not like voting wise, but like
Well, it's
people-
the old adage, any publicity is good publicity.
yeah, publicity, yeah.
So, controversial topic that wasn't really very controversial.
So is that why Kevin Spacey did what he did? So I'd watch House of Cards. No.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. It wasn't an advertising plot. He actually did that maliciously.
I think.
Oh wait, Kevin Spacey, what the Call Me Frank video? The Call Me Frank video?
Oh yeah, that video was awful. Oh, that was so stupid.
Ridiculous.
I don't even know what that was. What was that?
Oh my!
you didn't
It was like
see
on
that?
Christmas. On Christmas, Kevin Spacey, after getting like what was it? Was he indicted or not indicted? But something.
Something.
He was accused or whatever. He posted this video on YouTube, on his personal YouTube, where he played Frank Underwood from House of Cards, and he was like, basically the gist of it was, you loved my character when I was committing terrible crimes against the United States. But now, as Kevin Spacey, the man, that I molested children and had, unwanted
What?
sexual relationships with men, you
Allegedly.
don't want... Alleged, yeah, sure. You don't want to accept me now? He's like, our characters are blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, dude, this is ridiculous. You're
What?
comparing fiction to fact, and it's terrible.
That sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like one of the best things about doing what we do or at least doing this with streaming and YouTube and stuff, is that you can just make your own little corner of the internet and just have fun and forget about all the other nonsense that goes on in the world, because it's just every day there's something else, and so many people are getting outraged over so many different things. It's just what I'm saying is, I'm happy to be here.
The world
on
needs
this podcast.
entertainment. The world needs entertainment to distract them
from the real life things that are going on.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember, I don't know if I was watching your podcast or not. What the hell am I talking about? Your stream or like someone else's stream. 2 years ago, when like the Paris attacks happened, I was like, "Damn, this is terrible. How are we supposed to keep just pretending like shit's normal?" It's weird, but
yeah,
It's
that's
quite
why.
easy.
It's quite easy.
It's quite easy to keep pretending things are normal.
just block it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, let's open the phone bank before we go to any
Okay,
kind of
the
gaming
phone
news
bank.
or anything like
Right.
that. So if anyone is in the chat and wants to ask us a question about anything, or in the room, in fact, Sexy's just over there. If she has a question, she can be included.
Where?
She said that she doesn't like the podcast.
No. She was of the opinion, I think, about the H&M thing. That
Oh
they
yeah,
didn't
well
think
I
that they
I
deliberately did that.
no, I didn't say that.
No.
But
But yeah, let's open up the phone
Look, I
bank.
don't know. You don't just put a shirt on a black child that calls them a monkey, and I mean, you don't just do that. you don't. I mean, how many people did that thing go through, and nobody said like, hey, maybe we shouldn't insinuate that this small black child is a monkey? Nobody said that. Nobody. No, not one person in the entire department. Not one single man or woman.
I think she might be a bit
black man.
defensive.
I mean.
I don't want to speak for Xerxes, but I think she might be a little bit defensive because I think it was a Swedish department of H&M that did that.
I'm
not even kidding.
I feel like she's not very patriotic. You're not
No,
very patriotic.
she hates.
are you?
Wow, this just
Like,
in.
you know,
Xerxes
you're not, like,
hates
you're not
Sweden.
very, Sweden's the best, and no.
But I mean, what I was saying is that you gotta understand that Sweden is different, and Swedish people think differently.
Yeah.
I really don't think that was meant.
Yeah, was
as
it the
anything.
Swedish?
It was a Swedish.
Yeah, it was
ad.
okay. Yeah.
So if it would.
So I was right.
If
Okay.
it
Yeah.
had been like America, it would have been.
Yeah,
a
they wouldn't-
Different
yeah.
thing, because it's a different. I don't know.
That's understandable, but that's why you have an entire department devoted
Yeah.
to advertising.
Yeah.
Like, whoever, I mean, it depends on who you ask, but regular Swedish people, right? Whoever comes into our country, they're Swedes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Put her on the mic.
It doesn't matter what that's just how it is.
You gotta get closer if you want to speak.
What
No,
kind of
you don't.
topsy-turvy world do you
Yeah.
not
Okay.
treat outsiders as
And
outsiders?
it was, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not what
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
And
yeah.
the kid's family, like, why are you making such a big deal out of this?
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
But it's the World Wide Web
It's
now.
that's it.
I
I
feel
think
like the
the
thing-
biggest mistake was not realizing that it could spread to other countries, and
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel
rather
like,
than
I feel like a lot of people who find that racist are racist themselves.
yeah, maybe.
It's a kid's
Whoa.
shirt. Like how many clothing
Hold
businesses
on.
are accountable?
Verdict decided. I am now racist. Verdict. Tried in a court. Observed the opinion. I am now a racist.
It's different here.
Controversial. No, I get it.
I'm glad we didn't talk about this last time. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It-
I'm
it-
racist. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
I agree. Some people do look for it way too much. Like,
Yeah, but there's a difference.
And but that's what I was saying. I'm like, in my mind, when I see something that might like just go viral, I automatically assume like someone's going to take this the wrong way. And that's
Yeah.
how you have to live in this. Like there was a campaign that came, I don't know how much I can actually talk about work, but there was a campaign about like HIV prevention. And I went to my legal people and I said, you know, the name of this campaign is such and such. Will this come across as controversial to people? and they were like, you know, you kind of have a point. Maybe we got to make sure that the creative, you know, clears us and that, you know, there's not going to be any complaints or whatever. Like, that's just where my mind goes now, because so many people are outraged by so many things.
You're walking on eggshells constantly with everything that you do these days.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe a kid sees this and their parent knows it. Like, you know, is this gonna do anything? Can this snowball into something ridiculous?
Yeah.
That would be my number one concern if I was on the point of like approving creatives for ads.
Yeah, it's just such a different time to when I was growing up. It feels like, I know that's probably the oldest thing that I've ever said, but everything just feels a bit.
Well, that's because,
now.
so say like you and 10 of your friends see an advertisement and one of them is offended by it, right? Back then, that's one person you know is offended by this. But now with the internet, those people that are offended can find other people that are offended, and then they find more people, and then it feels like everyone's offended when really a small portion of people is offended. You know, at least that's my opinion. Yeah, these people that are genuinely triggered, like, I can say, you know, hey, probably wasn't a good decision to put a t-shirt on that little boy that said that. But you know, I'm not going to outright, this is when someone cuts to the place where I called the company racist 5 minutes ago. But I'm not going to outright call the company racist for doing that. It just wasn't a good decision. You know,
there's certain levels that people go to that is beyond what you would expect for normality.
Yeah,
it's just quality assurance. Like,
man, we're getting into interesting territory with these podcasts. We've seemingly got more political and more controversial as time's gone on.
That's because we care less about the success of the podcast. So we are more to do whatever we wish.
We need to take advantage of the time that we do have and try to gain as much notoriety as possible.
No, hold on.
Should have kept the shutdown going. God damn.
Yeah, let's not talk about governments in our respective countries. Jesus.
Can we talk about governments in other countries that we have no understanding of?
Gaming news. There's something that we can talk about.
I'm taking a bathroom break. Keep talking. I'll follow on the Twitch.
He's had too much beer.
Yeah. Okay. Gaming news.
So you said you didn't want to talk about this, but it's been a while since we spoke about it, Fallout 76, because I seem to remember when it was first kind of announced, and because you quite liked Fallout, right, Nos? Like the main games.
Fallout's an incredible series of games.
And then when Fallout 76 was announced and we found out what
it's
it was,
hot garbage.
You were very like, I'm not really, I'm probably not going to get this. I'm not bothered. But I have not IDT types in the chat. And since then, it's just been an absolute catastrophe after catastrophe after catastrophe.
Yeah, I don't know. Todd Howard's losing his mind. They're like, what are they doing over there?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I would like to know from
sending people trash bags instead of backpacks. Now they've announced some kind of new jacket that's probably going to be, a plastic bag.
The $300 jacket that nobody wanted.
Yeah, it's just everything's absurd with that game. I don't understand what Bethesda's doing. Like how one of the mainstay, like, oh, this last good company left, CD Projekt Red and Bethesda save us. How they have gotten so far down, like they've just ruined everything in one game. Usually companies kind of decline over time, but Bethesda's just thrown it all away. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
Like, from your perspective as someone who's played the various Fallout games, can you, like, is there anything that makes you understand why they've gone from making the games that you've played to making this?
Money.
Do you really think?
Money, my dear boy.
Absolutely. Aren't there? I think there's some form of microtransactions in the game, aren't there?
Yeah, there are, because when they gave out the 500 atoms for the canvas bag that people didn't get. Right. That was the value of $5, and it wasn't enough to even buy a canvas bag in game.
Wow.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's money. I mean, they know that like just an online experience will sell better than a single player experience, unless you're Skyrim. I mean, they just keep reselling Skyrim. That's the last single player game they need to make, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How does the relationship with was it ID work? Is it ID that makes Doom and Wolfenstein?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like it's just kind of, Bethesda publishes, ID develops, right? I mean,
I guess.
but I don't know. But I just don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what they're doing. It's amazing what they've done. It's amazing how they've tarnished their reputation as a games company so quickly. Like, it's just been a complete 180.
Yeah, it has. I've never seen a game company change so
only
quick.
people making single player to multiplayer microtransaction crap fest. And I mean, they're still using that engine.
Yeah.
It's been 25 years, Bethesda. It's time to change. I hear Unreal's really nice. You might want to try that.
Yeah.
How do the Elder Scrolls Online games play? Are they well received?
I think the Elder Scrolls Online is more like a traditional MMO, if I'm correct. I've never played it.
And 76 is not. I just heard it's trash, and I've never looked into it. So
76 is more like Rust, or what was the other game someone compared it to?
Ark.
7 Days to Die.
Yeah,
It's more like that. Like you spawn in and you get gear, and then you build a base. Stuff like that. As far as I know.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
remarkable.
do you think if they announce a new game, there's going to be excitement? Because I feel there will be.
Yeah, if it's not something like Fallout 76, it'll still be excitement. I mean,
It will be tempered
Yeah.
excitement. But maybe
I doubt it. Honestly.
I feel like Bethesda can still make a good single player experience. I don't think that just by making this microtransaction pile of garbage that they've lost their ability to make a game like Skyrim again. It's just that they've made a very poor decision. That's how I feel.
They'll just sweep it under the rug and move on and think, okay, that was an experiment, it didn't work. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Are the Skyrim like definitive editions and the new gen remakes or current gen remakes good? Might have to go ahead and buy.
They're Skyrim. I mean, it's just Skyrim.
It's the same. Better loading
Yeah.
times.
Probably
think I might
runs
have to-
better than it did on the old consoles, and I know that the special edition of Skyrim on PC, I think like the newest edition is a 64-bit executable, I think, which makes it easier to do things like modders to do things, and makes it more stable, yada yada.
I really liked Skyrim. I might have to go ahead and buy the definitive edition. I just bought Resident Evil 2. Haven't played it yet, but I'm pretty excited about it.
It looks pretty good from the little bit that I've seen.
Yeah, good reviews. I mean, the last Resident Evil game I played was Resident Evil 4, so
Oh,
that's it's gonna be a bit of a change, I believe.
well, I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Because I know 6 was ridiculous, and then 5 was okay, and 4 was really good. So I don't know if this new one is going back to kind of a more Resident Evil 4 approach, or what. Because I know it's a remake of the original Resident Evil 2, isn't it? If I remember
Yeah,
correct?
it's like a complete reimagining, I believe. And I mean, Resident Evil 7 did really well with the first-person perspective, and kind of a
Resident
return
Evil
to
7,
form.
I mean, it was. I don't know. It was a Resident Evil game unlike any other one. I think it was significantly different from what I've seen.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of it, and I haven't played it myself. I think I watched like a couple of Xerxes streams of it. Steve,
I feel
Fun.
like I've only ever heard good things about Resident Evil 2, the remake. It's meant to be extremely good. And
well, then I look forward to it. Maybe I'll stream it. Who knows?
Don't lie to the people.
Yeah, no, I.
Zexy's going to be streaming it.
I'll tell you the game you need to be hyped for, even though there's no information really to be hyped about, is that Outer Worlds by Obsidian. You need to be hyped for that game.
What's that about? Is that like a No
Have you
Man's
not
Sky?
No, it's like it's going to be an RPG made by Obsidian. You know, the people who made New Vegas.
A role-playing game.
Yes, and it's like in space. Kind
You know what's kind of funny? I always thought that RPG was like just strictly turn-based combat. Because as a child, my friends loved playing Super Mario RPG on the NES or the Super Nintendo. I think it was the NES. I don't know. And that was turn-based combat. And for my entire life, I was like, I don't like RPGs because I don't like turn-based combat.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, isn't that like traditional RPG? Or what is it? JRPG? Isn't that what's
Japanese.
turn-based? Yeah, Japan. Isn't that turn-based like RPG?
Not necessarily. The original the original Fallouts were RPGs and they were turn-based, like Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, stuff like that. Those were turn-based game. CRPG, maybe that's the correct term.
Anyway,
doesn't J just stand for Japanese?
yeah, but I thought that like that subset of RPGs, the JRPGs, were predominantly turn-based. I thought that was the whole that was that genre. That's why it was slightly different.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, because Final Fantasy and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Anyway,
I don't know. Japan confuses me.
Japan,
I don't
Japan is
understand.
such a wonderful place, but those nukes did, I think, more damage than we even knew at the time.
I like Japan. I want to go.
Yeah, but I mean, like tentacle porn and like panty vending machines.
I was just thinking about
That's
the vending
definitely-
machines.
That's definitely a product of radiation, and you cannot tell me different. Like, come on.
This is there.
If we did this every 2 weeks, these kinds of opinions would not show up. But unfortunately, we
Is
do
that
it
it?
once a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is what we get.
Hey, it's called hentai and it is art.
So the other bit of gaming news is that Bungie have escaped the clutches of Activision,
Good for Bungie.
taken Destiny
Usually
with
people
them.
don't get out. If it was EA, their company would have been shut down. So it's good that they went with Activision. EA would have just killed the whole department and relegated them to, making whatever else.
Yeah. So supposedly
that's what they
Activision are
did to all
needing
those
all
other
the
companies.
all the cost cutting and all that kind of stuff. They're not doing too.
Hey Bungie,
well.
where is Halo for PC? Make me a good Halo on PC, please.
But I mean,
Isn't
Bungie
Halo-
don't do anything to do with Halo anymore.
Wasn't Halo 4
yeah, that's right.
343?
Or
Yeah.
Microsoft, please.
Bungie did the first three.
Yeah. Halo 4 was 343. I actually kind of like Halo 4. I liked it. I was good at it. Not that I'm bad at like Halo 3 and Halo 2 and stuff like that, but I don't know, something about Halo 4 I liked.
Well, whoever owns Halo, make a good Halo, please, and put it on PC.
If you make a $15 Griffball only game, I will buy that. Please make a Griffball game, because Griffball is the future of sport.
What is Griffball?
And what did you just say? What?
What is Griffball?
What is Griffball? Only the greatest sport ever developed by Bungie. It's basically like soccer or hockey, where there's one ball and one person carries the ball, and then everyone else has swords or gravity hammers. Excuse me. And they have to put the ball carrier has to put the ball in the little goal and score points. And I want a human recreation of that where people just have swords and sledgehammers and just attack each other and drop their shit when they
Will
have
you
the ball.
accept blow up hammers and pool noodles? That's the best we can do.
No, I want we'll do this in some country that doesn't have any laws, or we'll do it in the middle of the ocean where there are no laws.
An unmonitored road in Mexico. We'll go.
Yes, yeah. In a desert somewhere.
So yeah, good on you, Bungie. Hopefully you make Destiny 3 better than the first two, without Activision over there.
I think it'd be impossible to make it worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it would
they
be
seem
interesting
pretty
to see though how much of a impact Activision did have on that. And whether they'll even change things about Destiny 2 with regards to monetization
Watch
and
them just
stuff.
monetize it more. Just
I
somehow
know,
monetize
yeah.
it more.
It would just be
now
even
than-
worse, yeah. And
Like,
all
you
this
know,
talk
those
about the
Activision
publishers,
guys,
it's
they
got
were really
nothing.
onto something. Let me tell you, we're gonna do it better.
So, phone bank. Do we have anybody in the phone bank?
Maybe.
We sure do. We're not going to do comments. We usually do comments before phone bank.
Oh yeah,
There,
sorry,
there.
yeah,
Change
we've
things up
got
this
comments and yeah, comments. Yeah, forgot about that. I can't remember
It's
any
been
comments
so
from the
long.
previous
So,
episode.
it's all right. We don't do many podcasts these days. So,
What did we even talk about last
It was
time?
the Red Dead Redemption blowout, wasn't it?
Okay.
it was the
The
long
longest
masturbatory talk about Red Dead, which
Oh,
I
how great it was.
turned off for and went and did my washing. Anyway,
Good, because you have a terrible opinion of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're. No,
I've
it's
got
not just
an
terrible; it's
opinion,
incorrect.
Just like you do. Anyway, never mind. Where are we? Comments. Right, we had 80 comments in total on the last episode. How many of them do you think mentioned our special word, which was Scrooge, because Nos doesn't like Christmas?
How many comments did you say we had?
80.
80. Okay. 30. I'm
12.
gonna go.
12.
33. RDT 33.
All right, well, the winner this week is Nos, who got it exactly right. 12 comments.
Wow.
Whoa, where's my $100, Bob?
And it was about him, too.
Yeah. Is that the first time
mean,
that's
I
ever
mean-
happened that anyone's gotten it perfect?
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun,
Do I get to play Plinko now? Can I play
Yes.
Plinko?
Nos
Yes.
cheated.
Sure.
Maybe he did. Maybe Nos counted them. 12. That's the lowest count as well. We're going to have to cancel this
so.
podcast. Clearly, no
Fu-
one watches.
Phil's done his homework again. He said, funnily enough, there were 12 other comments, 12 separate comments, which also wished Merry Christmas to other people. So that was nice.
Balancing
Well,
it.
hey, speaking of hating
So, Merry
Christmas,
Christmas, everyone.
Valentine's Day's coming up, and I also hate that.
Yeah, no, everyone does. If you understand it, you shouldn't like it. So,
Yeah.
but it's fun for people that are happy in relationships, not sad, lonely people like us, Nas.
But yeah, that was the comments from last episode. We brushed over it rather quickly. So in the phone bank, we have two people. First up, we have Nightingale.
And hello, caller. Welcome to the first podcast of 12 this year. Who is your question for, and what is your question? Hello. Are the phone lines working?
He's laughing his ass off.
Maybe so.
Is it me? No, it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was
Yes, it's
GTA.
you. It's you.
Stop
Well,
GTA first. Okay, hi. So, I'm Nightingale, and I wanted to ask, relating all this, basically the Fallout 76 topic brought it up, but the other recent AAA game and whatever topics are also pretty related. So how do you think the investors ruin nowadays games, or at least affect them in a bad way? Because, you know, the rush releases, the stupid deals, the overpriced stuff that they need to be able to make them profitable is all stuff that actually hurts the customers in the end and ruins the games for us. So what do you think about that, like all of you? So it's a question for everybody.
what do we think, like an individual investor, like the effect, or just the effect of companies
The
having
effect-
investors
yeah.
in general?
The effect
Yeah.
of companies having investors. You kind of answered the question yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
They-
but like this is just my opinion, so I would like to see how.
We don't
whether-
want your opinion. We're the ones running the show.
And this is why we have no viewers. No, I mean, we've talked about it so much with regards to Rockstar and Take-Two, and you know the billions of dollars that have been made through GTA over the years. The next game doesn't cost doesn't you know those billions of dollars don't go to the next games. They don't go to the employees. Some of it will, but most of it goes to line the executives and the investors' pockets. And that's ultimately who games companies are trying to please, is the investors. They don't care about us. Most of them, anyway. And yeah, it's. I mean, you saw that investors weren't happy with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 because it only made the same amount of money as the previous Call of Duty game.
Oh,
It
heavens.
made like $500 million in the first 3 days or whatever it was, and because that was the same as what it made last year, they weren't happy. And you know that's going to be the inevitable. There's going to have to be some breaking point at somewhere.
Well, they don't want money. They want all of the money, bruh. They want every conceivable dollar that
To go
exists.
to Tahiti.
Yeah. So
Go to a mango farm.
you know, and
You know how expensive a vacation in Tahiti is? I keep bringing it up to my coworker because she has no idea what I'm talking about when I say Tahiti. And apparently there's a place like $1,500 a night
wow,
it costs.
Is
Yeah.
that on a mango farm, though? I'm only concerned with having.
No,
a
so it's
mango
like
farm.
if you look up like Tahiti, that's like the bungalows on the blue ass water.
Oh
Like
yeah.
$1,500 a night. That's insane.
well,
But to answer your question, Gary, it's like not that you have any interest in going to Tahiti. The problem I have with all of these reports and everything is that most of these gaming companies are private, and
Yeah.
their financial information isn't made public. So we don't exactly know what kind of dividends are paid off, what kind of payments are paid to what different investors, and how investing in these companies even works. Clearly, I don't know. In my opinion, as a business should work, they shouldn't need investments. They shouldn't need investors. They should have their product, which Rockstar as a company has sold incredibly over the past 20 years. They should be able to fund themselves, but they're not interested in that. Apparently, they see it monetarily more lucrative to ask for people to invest. So it's screwed up. It's not right. As we all know, it's unnecessary and terrible for us as far as multiplayer is concerned.
are there any self-publishing game studios anymore? I mean, obviously Bungie are going to be one of those now that they've removed. Is CG Project Red self-publishing?
Yeah, CD Projekt Red self-publishing. There's indie games as well.
Yeah, in
Most
yeah,
companies can, or most games can be self-published now.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I feel
everything's-
like the need for these huge publishers like EA and Activision and Ubisoft, if you're making a good enough game as a game company and you're selling it and people are buying it, and then you put that money to the next game, like, where's the complication in that? Why do you need the extra people? Why do you need the executives who get paid $20 million just to sign on as a signing on bonus? And people say the games are too expensive to make and they need microtransactions, yet they pay incredible amounts of money to investors and executives.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make them public. If you made, it wouldn't be a good strategy for gaming companies to go public anyway, because the only people that would invest would probably be gamers, which would get screwed in the end anyway. But who knows? I don't work in that field anymore,
Yeah.
so I can't give you.
I guess that's true what Soriano says. They've just bought up all the licenses and the talent, so it's all locked into the publishers. Anyway, thank you for the question, Knight and Gary. Put us back on the whole hating the gaming industry steam train.
Yes.
I think the problem is that we have the top 1% has just as much wealth as the bottom 99%. That is the problem.
Thank you, Bernie. If Bernie Sanders was a game developer, we wouldn't have microtransactions.
Yeah,
So
and the games will be
Alright.
free. The games will be free.
Next up, we've got old podcast favorite Mr. GTA man.
ah
Hello,
shit.
caller. Thank you for taking a break from playing that dead game Red Dead Online to come
I'm
and
listening to
join us.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, and listen to Ozzy. Welcome to the show. Who's your question for, and what's your question?
I have you know that Gun Rush is the greatest game mode of all time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, spawning
It
in
is
a
the pinnacle.
sandstorm with nothing but fists and getting shot in the back is a blast. Who's your question for, and what's your question?
Right, since Nas has a bag of salt, and I see it again. Basically, I've been playing the Resident Evil 2 remake, and I've been enjoying it so much. My question was basically, if there was any game from either PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 era, what would you like to see remade?
Why just PlayStation? Why just talk to Sony? Why not like
Well,
game?
he did say that
Xbox.
era, to be fair, so I guess it could
Yeah,
be.
just like this
Yeah.
era. It doesn't really matter, but you get my point.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And ideally fleshed out more. So there's more levels and more stuff to do. I loved that game.
Nos.
Really? Really? You say a Star Wars game with EA holding the license?
Yeah. Pay for each level. Pay for the ships. Yeah, we used to have cheat codes to unlock the Naboo fighter or whatever it was called. And no, it would be a microtransaction, wouldn't it?
And now your cheat code is a credit card
Yeah.
number.
Hell yeah.
Nos?
I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the games that I played religiously back in the day.
Well, I
On
keep
ga- on
thinking
game-
games, and I'm like, no, I'm kind of satisfied with how that game is now. I don't think it needs to be remade, really. You know, I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Super Mario Sunshine, but I was like, if they just released that on the Switch, I would buy it immediately. Maybe Smuggler's Run Warzones, which was the second Smuggler's Run game. I really liked that game. And if they did that with like modern day graphics and maybe more vehicles and a couple extra missions, that shit would be awesome.
Oh, I've got one. The original Metal Gear Solid. Because I never played it. I played Metal Gear 2.
Wait, you've got that. I just saw that in the chat. You don't have that. Whoever said in the chat had that. Who was that?
Oh yeah, Shobi said it in the chat. I didn't see that. I genuinely didn't see that.
You said this? No, I said this.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take that. That one wasn't me then. Forget it.
People are saying GoldenEye. I would not want GoldenEye to be remade. That one, they already remade it,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was very good.
No.
I don't know. Now, hold on, GTA man. Do you mean like to our exact specifications, or remade as remakes are done today?
Well, I guess my only inspiration has been Resident Evil 2, so that's kind of where...
maybe like Spyro, maybe like the Spyro level of recreation.
Yeah, well, I mean, that could be... I mean, I haven't seen much of that, but having kind of compared old footage from Resident Evil 2, the original and the remake, the difference is massive. Like, you know, some sections of the game like are way more in depth and have like, you know, multiple mechanics to it compared to the to the old one. Like, stuff lasts longer, obviously, because they can do that. So that's the main thing that I would basically see, like, hey, that would be cool in terms of
Ocarina of Time.
I've
That's my
never played
answer.
a Zelda game, so
Oh, we've been over this. We know. But Ocarina of Time, I'm going to say, if they could do it like the same way that Breath of the Wild was kind of made. But again, these are games that like they are great to me because that's how they are.
yeah.
Like I don't know. It's tough. I need to play. I think I need to play the original Resident Evil 2 before I play Resident Evil 2 remake, even though I only own one of them, just to see what you mean exactly.
I'd say look it up on YouTube, really. I never played any Resident Evil games, but I played the one-shot demo. It's like, hey, this is kind of cool. Let me just get the entire game.
I'd say I want to see Vice City
Ooh.
in proper full Technicolor 80s Miami glory.
I was trying to stay away from GTA, but yeah.
Just,
Yeah, Vice City is the poster
neon
child of
reflecting
amazing
in puddles off the
gameness.
ground. Oh,
Yeah.
it would be amazing.
Having all that color scheme and sounds and everything just with updated graphics would be pretty incredible.
The best soundtrack of any game ever.
Yeah.
The soundtrack alone, if they were to remake Vice City, would be like $1 billion.
It's so
It would be,
expensive.
there are
I mean,
two
it's-
Michael
it's-
Jackson songs. That's at least $3 million.
It's not like
right?
Rockstar strapped for cash.
That's true.
You know.
All right, good question, GTA man. That made us think. Thank you.
I didn't even answer. So
Do you not
I
have an
just
answer?
yeah, I honestly don't have any answer.
Okay.
So I'm not good.
All right, thank you, GTA man.
Thank
All right,
you.
So-
no problem. And remember, kids, Twitch Prime.
No.
So, do we have any apple juice minutes or seconds? RDT.
Oh. Is this the time? Is this what we're doing now?
You've had
Uh,
5 weeks to prepare.
Yeah, man. And I am prepared, even though I had too many beers during this broadcast than I should have.
I
But-
didn't notice.
Yeah, man. I'm just, man. I'm just gonna keep saying man because it's the only way I know how to address you. But as many people probably noticed over our past couple of episodes, the Apple Juice Minute has been king in a way, and I think it's because I was just forcing myself to be this person that I'm not anymore. When we started this podcast, I was but a boy. I was in college. I was studying to get my degree and become a man, which I now am. And apple juice is fun, and that's great. I was trying to be a person that I was not drinking that apple juice. So instead, I moving closer to New York in this apartment, and my kidnappers brought me to this place closer to New York. I contacted much of the socialites and the New York elite and asked them what the best way to go about this is. None of them answered, but still, I trudged on. I went to my local beverage establishment and picked up what I believe to be a man's drink. And I have a full-time job. I've got my own apartment. I've got a glass. And to fill this glass, I decided I would go with a 4-liter jug of wine that costs $19. Because as we all know, that is the epitome of class. I bought this like 3 days ago, and this is not how full a 4-liter jug of wine should be after 4 days. But, since I am an adult now,
I saw you tweet about this.
Yeah, I seem to remember that as well.
I'm a man with responsibilities and class and sophistication. I've decided to move from apple juice to grape juice. That's all this is, kids. It's just Carlo Rossi Merlot. It is fine.
It's fine.
You can be proud to show this to your parents because they know you're being instructed by a sophisticated individual, someone with a full-time job, their own apartment, and a Snuggie, and a Nintendo Switch. So, jug wine. Go buy some.
So that's Carlo Rossi for those who don't mind their wine that's brewed in bathtubs.
Indeed.
Get on it.
That is a man who has his life in order right there.
Yes. Yes.
I saw your tweet about it the other night, and it had the what was it, the squares of cheese next to your wine.
If anybody took that seriously, like the entire point of the tweet was the joke, wine and cheese, a terrible wine with just cheap ass craft American singles. Like I saw the Michigan man, he was like, "Oh, you could do better than that cheese." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the point."
I thought it was hilarious. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You made me laugh. Is it quaffable?
It's actually not bad. I do it for the show, but I'll drink it. I've gotten into this nasty habit of just drinking this jug wine and watching Game of Thrones because I just started it.
Are
And
you not going to drink it from the jug for us? I mean, come on.
no. I like being employed and having some sort of decency. Yeah, that's why I have this glass.
Oh man.
I mean, I just don't think you buy a 4-gallon jug of wine to not drink it from the jug. Like, I mean,
I'm surprised it doesn't have 3 X's on it, honestly.
Yeah. Moonshine.
I'm pretty sure the only thing that usually gets poured into are mouths and red Solo cups. I'm pretty sure.
So, that was a good apple juice minute. Back to fine form.
Grape juice minute and a half.
Yeah, grape juice is how we're going to call it now. Grape juice minute.
Thank you. Even though I had 4 beers leading up to it.
Are we ready for the choke of the week? Choke of the month? Choke of the week?
Yes, we are.
So we got 3 clips once again. Submit your chokes down below in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or in the show notes if you're on listening to this as a podcast. If you're listening to this, you're going to have to go to the YouTube video to watch these chokes, but Nos, you're going to do your best to describe what's happening, because I haven't actually watched these yet, so I don't know.
I haven't either, so...
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had earlier. My bad.
No.
So...
If I did, I lied.
Okay. So let's go with our first one. Let's start it now.
Which one? Wait.
I can't wait now. It's too late. We're on the water in real life.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Doing a boat race. Real life boat racing. I definitely want to do this. This can only go well.
Well, that was a dangerous beach ball.
He's gone. He's gone. He's completely...
Oh no!
He's gone.
Oh.
I like how there's just boats coming straight at him. He's just waving his hands, trying to.
Like, hey guys, don't kill me.
Yeah. Okay, that was quite the choke. That one.
Yes.
That made me. When I watched that the first time, I was like, boat racing is scary as shit.
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm a good enough swimmer or confident enough on the water to even want to try any kind of boat racing.
I feel like chokes where it could actually end in your IRL death or a step above it.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
but
he could have died.
it's like there's a level to boat racing above, like if in F1 the asphalt also like shifted while you turned and your opponent had the inside turn and then threw your car off. Like the wake off of a boat is crazy.
Yeah,
I would not want to do this.
There's a lot more that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Right, next 2. So that was our first one. This is clip number 2. We're in GTA, that game again. In the Rapid GT Classic, coming down a long
first
straight.
choke here is they're using the low camera. I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this wasn't this person's choke. It was the person in front who choked it from the lead on the final corner. It was pretty much a full throttle straight as well. There was nothing to do at that point.
So who made that choke?
Kind of tricky.
PP Performance was the actual choker.
Alright, clip 2.
And then our third and final clip, Lurcher PTSD is born. It's titled, we're in a Lurcher on the North Loop in the rain. We were doing this race earlier today. Final lap of a 3-lap race on the North Loop, so that's over 20 minutes.
No.
And he's gone off the hill through the fence, and he's not getting back up from second place. Yeah, he's.
The man in the back who is dead is very overweight, and he
went from second place to DNF.
Oh God!
Was there a no respawn rule?
Yeah,
or something?
it was a 1-make race. So everybody was in Lurchers, so he'd swapped the car to get a Lurcher, so he couldn't respawn.
Oh
He would have ended up in a different car.
shit!
So those were some pretty.
That's a double choke. That's a double choke right there. You don't own the car for
Yeah.
you're going to be involved
Who
in.
doesn't own a Lurcher? We have no excuse. There are like 190 car slots in the game now. Go buy a Lurcher.
So we got the straw poll in the chat for those who are watching this live. Get your votes in. Choke 1, the Boaty McBoatson. Choke 2, which was last turn death. And choke 3, Lurcher PTSD. I mean, there was I feel like all 3 of these chokes have been excellent.
Yeah, I mean, after knowing the backstory of the Lurcher one, that's definitely better. Like, you have to be on point when you're doing that. At first, I was like, why don't you just respawn? But then once I heard that shit, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
guy's an idiot.
Double
like
check.
you've got nothing going for you at that point. You can't get back up the hill. It's thunder, rainy weather on the north loop. You've fallen down a long hill. You've done 20 minutes of driving to get to that point to be in second place, and you just lose it.
Yeah, it sucks.
If anybody's chokes didn't get in, feel free to resubmit them. These three were three particularly good chokes, to be fair. So, you can resubmit
Next month,
chokes.
maybe no one will submit, and you'll get lucky. You never know.
We did have a lot of good submissions this week. It wasn't just those 3 that were
There
in
you
the
go.
running.
So resubmit. I like how we keep saying week. This week, choke of the week. It's like
Yeah, choke.
it's so far removed from a week now.
Hey, it was a good idea while it lasted, as was this podcast. But
Yeah. All good things must come to an end, and all bad things as well.
I've put a picture of your future in the chat.
I saw it. I won't act like I didn't.
Yeah, DT's future.
I don't drink wine from a box, Hammer.
They were drinking wines out of a can. They were decanting it into a can and drinking it on the sly.
Yes,
Show that for people.
I've seen Always Sunny.
Yeah.
How are we doing on the votes? Is it kind of leveled off?
Only 57 votes. I'm disappointed, chat.
There are
160
100
viewers.
buttons here. Vote. Come on.
Only 11 more opportunities to win Choke of the Week 2019.
That's fair.
I can't get away from this. Yeah.
I mean,
Have you guys chosen?
It'll be 10 because one of them will be Choke of the Year. So.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did we do Choke of the Year this year? Last year?
It's April. Yeah, we did it last year. It's April.
Oh, it's April that we do it. All right, okay. So we don't even have it synced up with the actual year.
Fantastic.
Everything about this podcast and the Choke of the Week is a choke in itself.
I called it this month the Deceased iPod Broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what Bruffy wanted to introduce it as.
I forgot about that.
This is a mess. This is
Good job, chat. 10 more votes. We do have a clear winner though, so if you want to proceed, you're more than welcome to.
It is synced with the tax share, that's true. My favourite choke was, I mean, they were all very good, but I got to give it to the boat choke for myself.
Yeah, he could have died.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, boat choke.
he could have physically choked on water after falling out of his boat. So that's
Some multi-layered choke, that one.
Uh,
They wear life jackets, so probably not.
No. But still.
Yeah. I feel like the second one was more of a gag of the week. It was like, oh, he almost screwed it up, but he wasn't the one that even choked. It was like,
he had low camera angle though, which is really bad.
yes,
So
that is
change
a
your
gag.
camera angle. Whoever that was, change your camera angle, please.
So who was the winner? Who was our clear winner?
All right. In third place was choke number 2.
Really?
In first place was our Lurcher choke.
Wow, okay.
What?
I'm surprised.
Second place went to the real life Aqua edition from Goober John.
Okay.
Well,
What was
I've
the
lost
voting
faith
on
in
that?
The podcast and the viewers. Now. I had
The
46
voting-
viewers there for a few minutes.
Now it literally has nothing to live for anymore. But good,
Yeah.
good.
The voting is actually quite interesting because your votes saved Aqua Edition from being third.
What?
It was 18 votes for on the poll. It was 18 votes for choke number 2, 17 votes for the boat fail, and 33 votes for the Lurcher fail. So congratulations, GT driver, choke of the week winner.
No,
You're terrible.
No.
we're withholding.
Wow.
We
choke
make
of the
rules
week.
here.
Choke of the week goes to the chat for voting.
Yeah, really. Wow, what a terrible vote. Oh
Well,
my
regardless,
God.
the chat has decided. So congratulate. It was. I mean, it was terrible. It was a terrible choke. You know, they were all good.
Yes,
But-
yes, they were all good
Oh,
shows.
Yeah.
It-
So
GT
congratulations,
Driver's just
GT
pointed out
Driver.
that it's a streak. He's the first person to win twice in a row.
Did he
won
really win it
week's
last
one as
time?
well.
Oh wow. Okay. That is
Well
a
done,
streak.
GT Driver.
Shouldn't have been, but it was.
I'm overturning this judgment. Okay, I'm
Get the gavel.
overturning this judgment. This is wrong.
Nos demanding a second referendum. Let's not go down that road. Let's not go. We're done. Let's stop here before we can.
Wow.
Congratulations, GT Driver. You are terrible. You fell down
Yeah,
a mountain and
Good work.
You
You didn't have the car that you needed, and you crashed down a
It
mountain.
just goes to show you anything. I mean, people just want to watch GTA. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything.
No,
you could
no
be,
cares about-
you could
They don't
be
even care about
going-
real life.
Yeah. You could
They just
be
want to
in a
watch GTA.
speedboat. No one cares. No one cares.
Oh man. The word for the
I hate
comments, or the phrase for the comments, is going to be "no one cares." That's going to be it. That's what you're going to put in your comment on YouTube. No one cares.
No one cares.
Poor Nos, like it's just getting worse every time. Every single
Why?
aspect of
It's
his
a
life.
dead game. I finally see something that gives me hope. A man chasing his dream on a boat, and he can't even get choke of the week because of GTA.
But
The GTA kills dreams. I'm telling you.
it's I mean, he may still get some redemption because the person that was in the boat crash, Goober John, we do actually have him lined up to be a guest at some point.
That's true.
He's quite busy with races over the weekends, so
No one will care.
we
they just
will
want to
get
know what
him.
his
We
favorite
will
GTA
get him on the
car is.
podcast
No one
eventually.
cares.
Yeah,
So,
He can talk about his experiences and
the
hopefully
first
get
question in the
Maybe he'll be ready by August.
the first question in the community questions will be: so, which is your favorite boat in GTA? Have you ever done any boat races in GTA? And how do boat races in GTA match up with boat races in real life?
Oh man, that's so true. That's gonna happen. Oh no.
Thank you, Ramo, by the way, for reminding me about the word for the comments. Right, let's
I've lost all hope.
let's
Oh my
end this job
I'm
while
gonna-
we can.
Oh no!
I gotta say, we came into this not having anything to talk about, and then all of a sudden, 2 and almost a half hours later, we're
Yeah, 2 hours 15 minutes later, we've.
Now I'm depressed.
Are you
I
kidding
wasn't-
me? Like an hour ago, I was telling you to get your life together, and I thought we made some serious ground
I
there.
can withstand that, but the real life choke, not kidding, choke of the week. Now I've lost all hope.
God damn it!
Poor Nos.
I was encouraged. I was gonna go apply for a job, and then
Do you see
now
what you've done, chat, by voting in the way that you've done?
I've lost all hope. I want to
Damn it.
just lay down and cry.
You're making me drink more shitty wine.
Drink it from the bottle. Drink it from
You
the bottle.
wanted to see this?
Come on, give me hope. There we go. Yay!
And on that note,
I'm happy.
we should
Alright,
end.
that saved me. I'm saved.
Damn it.
Saved.
Saved. Nos has been saved from the jug
I'm
chug.
happy again.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. If you have listened on the various listening devices, thank you for watching if you've been watching on YouTube, and thank you for being here if you've been watching on Twitch. We appreciate it. We think. Nos thinks. No.
I appreciate nothing.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next month. If not as long to wait this time, because only 4 weeks instead of 5. It's been a longer one this time. Doesn't make anything better, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Maybe we'll figure ourselves out and get that
Yeah.
Choking Hazard Gaming thing going.
Really? No, we're not.
I think it could be fun.
Don't lie to them.
I
Don't lie.
think- if you want it, then let us know in the comments. Shout out about it. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. See you all later. Bye.
See you later.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Right. Stop streaming
Wow, that
immediately.
was the first time you ever said, "Do you want to say goodbye, guys?" You didn't say it that time.
Did I not say, do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Yeah, you didn't say you want to say goodbye, guys, because every single time you say, "Do you want to say goodbye, guys?" I say, "Goodbye, guys."
Oh no. Okay, well we got to leave this in at the end of the podcast because I need to rectify this. The podcast hasn't finished yet.
Edited and post.
And I'm not editing anything. I'm just leaving it because I can't end it like that. All right, you ready? Okay. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye, guys.
So anticlimactic. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, what a mess we've become.